Good evening, everyone, from Frederick Douglass High School in Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome to another broadcast of Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod. I'm Keith Elkins, along with Rick Reams. Jackson Miller is our producer tonight. Glad to have you along with us as Frederick Douglass hosts the Henry Clay Blue Devils. The Blue Devils come in at 0-4, the Broncos at 1-2. And Rick, as far as Henry Clay is concerned, time to break into that win column, isn't it?
Yeah, it's tough when you're at this point in the, it's still young in the season, but you still like to get a win. You really want to kind of get that off your back that you're carrying around, and it starts to build on itself. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But, it does get to be a mental thing if you can't get that first victory.
And, of course, Coach Moberly, you talked with him before the game, and the Broncos come in at 1-2. And what's the progress of the Frederick Douglass team?
Yeah, I think he says that record's a little bit deceiving. They've played really well. They're playing better as a team this year than they did last year. A lot of communications out here. So it's just one of those things. Again, you want to learn from every game. I think that's what they've been doing. And, you just go from there. This is a big battle, big city game tonight. It's one of those things. If you can't get up for this game, you can't get up to play.
That's right, and these teams have gotten a little bit of a rivalry generated here with last year Douglass got 2 regular season wins, but then Henry Clay knocked him out of the tournament. Yeah,
the first round of district, and Coach Moberly talks about that. Coach Douglass did not see that coming, and I think that was kind of a wake-up call to them that you have to come out and play every night because, like you said, they had won both games in the regular season, were the higher seed going in, and so you would think, okay, well, we got this game. We're going to get into the district finals and go on to the region, and they saw what happened is they didn't come ready to play, and they lost that game.
Frederick Douglass and Henry Clay tonight here at Frederick Douglass, so stay tuned. We got a lot more to come on our pregame show, and coming up, we'll talk to the Henry Clay coach, Ashley Gerard, when we come back right after this on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
Coach, I know you'd like to have some wins on the board, but tell me about progress of your team. I know you look for progress being made through practices in each individual game. How do you feel like they're coming along?
I think they're coming along pretty well. Like I tell them, just because right now we're 0-4. At least every game I can go back and we can watch film and we can talk about, okay, we're getting better at this. You know, we're getting better at this. Our biggest thing right now is turnovers. You know, taking care of the ball and adjusting to not having, you know, a big man. A lot of them are, them and myself, we're trying to adjust to not having that inside presence and that go-to person inside when we need a bucket at any time.
Right.
So it's an adjustment for them, adjustment for myself, just getting used to that and changing the way we played from last year to now. But I see growth, and I told them it's all that matters.
Yeah. When you are trying to do something about turnovers and trying to cut turnovers down, what message do you send to them? I mean, sometimes players get in a hurry. There are any number of reasons for that. But what do you try to say to them?
Being that myself, I was a point guard, and I come from a household that has a lot of point guards. I definitely try to get them to see where I'm coming from, and then I do a lot of question and answer. Like, what are you thinking when you turn the ball over? What are you looking at? Are we overthinking it? And girls are a little different than boys, so we tend to be a little overthinkers, I feel like.
Yeah.
But and you know, understanding your opponent also. You may be able to speed up against somebody else versus you might need to slow it down, and you know, hey, you got to go up, you got to bounce pass instead of overhead pass, and I'm big on bounce passes. It's just a lot of bad habits that I feel like, you know, I'm not saying it came from the summer, but
could be.
you know, you never know. But you know, I feel like that it's just the fundamentals of the game that we're lacking in right now when it comes to the ball handling. Trying to do the spectacular play instead of just the basic.
I know you like for your teams to play good defense. Are they coming along there? Defense can overcome a lot of those things on the offensive end. Tell me about how they're progressing there.
Well, they're progressing on the defensive end. Last year I didn't press a lot. I don't know if you watched, but this year we're able to press a little more. Their rotations are okay, but it's about executing after you steal the ball. We're doing great on the steals, but it's about finishing, not turning it over when we're 3 against 2, when it should be an easy execution play. We're not doing it well right now. Now, the last game against States Creek started out really ugly. I don't know if you see that. But second half we went in and I told them you can't get 14 points back in one play. There's no play for 14 points. Chip away and take care of the ball. And they did that much better. We still took the loss, but they looked like a totally different team the second half versus the first half.
Tell me about some players to watch for your team tonight.
Players to watch, of course, number 10 from last year, Allison Stone. She plays every position. I think last game she had 19 and 15. She's not a big girl. Small body, shoots from everywhere, handles the ball a little bit, one of my best rebounders. Then you've got Tamari Miller. A lot of people don't know about her because last year she didn't really do too much, but she's when she goes and comes hard, she's a nice little force to be reckoned with. Wouldn't be able to tell, she's a little stocky kind of, but she's very fastest person on my team. And then of course my point guard and my shooter. My first 4, they're really solid. I flip-flop on my 5th, but you've got Ariana Sutton, who's the sophomore. She's my point guard. That we're getting her. Calm down. Calm down. You're very athletic. You don't have to rush. You're usually already faster than people. Take your time. She sees the floor very well, and she's learning to score also. So at first last year it was more pass. Now we're getting more involved in the offense. She's looking to shoot, take it to the rack. She has a floater. Then Lydia Van Beater, that's my shooter. She comes in ready to shoot it. And with her, we've been focusing a lot on defense also, because last year she was my best on the ball defender. And I told her this year, I still need you to be that, but I need you to get more physical. She's kind of little. But she still can shoot it, and she's going to the rack a little more. But those are the main 4, though.
Okay. You've got a little bit of a rivalry going with Douglas. You had the tournament win over them last year, and they got you twice.
I was going to wear my district champion shirt today, and Coach did it. No, I'm joking.
But that's progressed into a nice competitive sort of rivalry, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. So I told them tonight, hey, we've had an ugly start. Last year we had an ugly start. But as I told them, it's a growth. Yeah, I want to win tonight, okay? It'll be great. We'll be great. But we're talking about growth, because none of this matters until February when district start, whatever. But I'd like to have a nice, easy seat. So, you know. So I told him, I said, all the little stuff that we talk about, bring it tonight, okay? tonight is when you bring it. Let's go on and get this first victory in, district win.
All right.
We can rest a little bit tomorrow because they net off a little bit. And, get it rolling. So they seem in a better mood. I was worried that they was going to be sulking a little bit because 0-4. But I told them just like last year, baby steps.
Thanks very much, and good luck tonight.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back on Glycod.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Back at Frederick Douglass High School as we await the start of the Frederick Douglass and Henry Clay game for you tonight on Glycod. Let's look at some of the keys of the ball game. Rick, what do you see the keys in this one as being?
Well, first of all, for Henry Clay, which I'm going to be honest is my alma mater. So
okay, disclaimer.
Yeah, a little disclaimer there. But I saw Henry Clay when I was around in the early 80s, and they were a powerhouse in basketball. Had Leslie Nichols, one of the best players ever to come out of the state of Kentucky. And so tonight they needed to kind of build back on that. They got to put their losing streak out of their mind. You just can't keep playing with that. They also are going to have to put up with Douglas's defensive pressure because Douglas will press pretty much the whole game. They did it last week. We saw them play against Sayre. They're very comfortable doing that. My junior year in high school, Keith, we were 6-19. Coach Al Pruitt was our coach. He was trying to get his 300th win, and we had to go 7 games before we could get that. So I know what it's like to be in a losing streak, and it can start getting on your mind. So you just got to put that out of your mind, go out here and play basketball. For Douglas, they got to stay out of foul trouble. They have got to keep their starters in as much as they can, playing at least 1 or 2 players down. At this point in time. And then also they've got to control the boards on both ends, the offensive and the defensive end. That's just a big key to any game that you're there. If you can control the boards, usually you can go ahead and win the game. And with that pressure, as I talked about, Henry Clay has to watch their turnovers because that's what Douglas wants to do. They want to cause those turnovers. You heard Henry Clay's coach Garrard talk about she wants to do the same thing. So tonight it's going to be one of those teams putting a lot of pressure on each other. And it's just which team can handle that pressure and come out with the victory.
All right, the keys to the game and our pregame show will continue. In a moment, we'll hear from the Douglas coach, DJ Moberly. He talked to Rick just a few minutes ago, and we'll hear that interview when we come back as our pregame show continues on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Rick Reams with Glycod here at Douglas High School for the game tonight against Henry Clay. Coach Moberly is here with me, Douglas' head coach. Coach, early in the season, what have you seen from your team this year so far that you like?
Well, what I do like, they communicate well on the court. There's something that we ain't had over here in the last maybe 2 years, maybe, as far as just better communication. They all want to win, man, so they're all playing for each other.
Mm-hmm.
I do see that with my team this year, man. I feel like we start off, we got 2 great captains, and I feel like the captains are doing what they need to be doing, man. They really respect it, and they put the message out to the team, like, this is all, you know, we all on the same page, and, you know, we got one goal. So, you know, I think that's what's been the difference this year so far. We took a, you know, I mean, right now the record don't show for it, but I feel like they still kind of meshing together. They got better team chemistry right now, so I do think that we're moving in the right direction.
So let's talk just real quick, communication. What's different this year, and why do you think it is?
Because I feel like last year, we did communicate last year, but I feel like now it's better because it's coming from a leader.
Mm-hmm.
We got, you know, I do feel like that's the difference. We got a leader on the team, which is a senior. She's been around. She knows how this girls basketball works, and I feel like she's brought more energy to the team this year.
That's awesome. So I saw your game last week against Sayre. One thing I can say is you put a lot of pressure on the ball. Mm-hmm. Is that kind of what you do? Is that what you want your team to do?
I definitely want my team to pressure the ball. You know what I'm saying? When we can. If we got the right personnel to do it, I'm trying to bring pressure the whole game if I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Try to get some turnovers, get some steals. And you know, my girls want to play fast, so we try to, you know, get out there and create turnovers. You know, we want to be that defensive team. We want to be known for offense. We want to be known for defense, actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, the old cliche, defense wins games. But I think what you're saying and what I hear, and tell me if I'm wrong, but you have to have the right team to be able to play that kind of defense.
Exactly.
I've seen games, I've played in games where a coach tries to get me to play that.
Right.
That's not me. So that's what you got to do, right?
Definitely. Got to have the right personnel, man. And like I said, with the pieces that we got this year, I think we have the right personnel where we could press.
Yeah.
Maybe possibly all 4 quarters, just because I feel like we got a solid bench coming off too, as far as that we can place some of our starters. So I feel like it's not a slack off there too. So
you're playing in a Henry Clay team tonight that you beat twice last year in the regular season. They got you in the district tournament last year. 0-4 this year. What do you expect from them?
I expect them to play hard tonight. I definitely expect that. Henry Clay, like I said, they're a well-oiled team. Won the district last year. Actually knocked us out first round. We definitely didn't expect it, but you know, sometimes the ball doesn't tip our way, and that's what happened that night. But I think this year we're prepared for them. We're looking for the challenge today. They're a scrappy team, and we just got to be prepared and not turn the ball over tonight.
No. So turnovers, do you think that's the key, or what do you see as the main key tonight for you to come out of here with a W?
I would say limit our turnovers and rebounding.
Yeah,
is the main thing for us. Is rebounding, getting our guards to rebound. We've been working on that a lot. Actually, we got our senior guard. Actually, she's been our leading rebounder so far, actually. So just encouraging them, understanding that guards can rebound too.
Yeah, have everyone crash the boards. Exciting times here at Douglas High School. Last weekend, big time. Gonna have some tonight. You know, gonna have that. So you're gonna have a crowd here tonight. Definitely. Are your girls ready for that?
Yeah, they're ready, man. They ready, man. We happy for our boys program, man. We see them day in and day out every year, man. I mean, at the end of the day, man. I mean, these boys work hard every day for it.
Right.
I mean, you can't take that away from them.
Exactly.
I mean, we watch these guys come here every day and bust their tail. And you know, we piggyback right off of that because that's the Douglas tradition here. We want to win trophies over here. We want to win state. We want to win anything we possibly battle in. We want to be on top.
Right. And if that's not your goal, there's no need to play, right? And this is just kind of the beginning of that road to the Final Four, right?
Right. Definitely the road to it. Starting off this season, that's our goal. We trying to get to the regional and win it this year.
Yeah.
So that's our goal this year.
So I know this is a crazy question, but do you have the players that can do that?
Yes, we do. We do have the players. We especially once we get Ayana Darrington back. Once we get her back, I mean, this girl averages double. Could be possibly considered a candidate for Miss Basketball next year. I mean, this kid's been averaging double since she's been a freshman. I feel like she's been underlooked. I mean, I ain't gonna say overlooked. I'm gonna say underlooked.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I feel like when she gets back on the court, she should get the credit she deserves.
So, do you have a time frame for that?
I would say, you should see her our Christmas tournament when we go to Catholic. We should have her back then. She should be ready to go by then.
So, I know coaching basketball and playing basketball. Sometimes missing a player like that, it hurts, but also helps because some of the other girls have to step up, and they're going to be in a role that maybe they wouldn't be if she was here.
Right. And speaking on that, what role we played with that, with Ayana, we had to step up our 8th grader, Jaylee Knowles, which y'all will hear this name in the next couple of years because this girl's going to be a player. She's long, athletic. She's got the ability to be special. She does. And putting a kid like her in a big role like that, it's big shoes to fill. But she's been holding it down lately. So we're very proud of her throwing the 8th grader in the far. But we look at her now like you're not 8th grader now. Right. You know, it's time to go play.
You played a game now.
Right.
Now you're up in the big twos, right? That's how you play. Well, Coach, I really appreciate your time. Good luck tonight, and we appreciate you letting us be here. Have a good one. This is Rick. All right. This is Rick Reams. We'll be right back.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community Strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years. Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank with a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff. Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Glad to have you with us on Glycod tonight as we near game time. Henry Clay and Frederick Douglass tonight here at Frederick Douglass as the Blue Devils go for their first win of the season, coming in at 0-4, and Frederick Douglass at 1-2 on the year. And we expect a spirited gathering here at Frederick Douglass tonight, Rick, with the big celebration of this state championship football team coming up at halftime, in addition to this girls basketball game.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here tonight. You know, Coach Moberly talked about how proud they are of the guys, and he sees them put the work in, these girls do, and so they want to put the work into. Their goal is the same as the guys, to get to that state tournament and win the state tournament. Both teams are on that. Henry Clay, again, Coach talked about that it matters, but February is when it really matters, so you're building towards that. So tonight it's just kind of another step. I think Frederick Douglass probably remembers that game very well last year, that they ended their season on what they thought was an early game time to end that season. So I think tonight there's going to be motivation for Douglass to get back and a little payback tonight. And
Ashley Gerard, when she began her coaching assignment at Henry Clay, talked about making baby steps in a story that Jared Peck wrote in the Herald Leader about her becoming the head coach, and talking about making progress in slow steps, and sometimes they're painfully slow for a coach. Coaches want to win, of course, right away, but at the same time you have to recognize where your players are in their development, and sometimes it takes a little longer than you'd like, but they like to see that step-by-step progress.
Yeah, and your problem is if you try to speed a team ahead that's not ready, you're going to take a lot of steps back instead of steps forward. So like you say, you want to keep those steps going forward, not lose momentum, but gain momentum. Even if it means you lose a couple games, as long as you can see improvement, that's what they're looking for.
And we'll look for some strong individual performances here tonight. You heard the coaches talk about them in the pregame interviews. Nia Rhodes, a fine player for Frederick Douglass, and among several. And, of course, on the Henry Clay side, Allison Stone has been a big influence for them. She can shoot from about anywhere, the coach said, and so a real offensive threat. And so we'll see some talented players.
Yeah, anytime you have a city game, you're going to see talented players. You're going to see girls that can get up and down the court, that can rebound, and that's what we're expecting to see tonight.
Frederick Douglass and Henry Clay, they are just about set to go here at Frederick Douglass High School. We are looking forward to this one tonight and hope that you will stay with us through this ball game. And we'll be here for the start here in just a moment for the and we'll have the announcement of the starting lineups. And we will take a break and be right back with the start of the ball game in just a moment.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Just about set for action here at Frederick Douglass High School tonight with the introduction of the starting lineups. Henry Clay will be in the blue uniforms with the gold numbers tonight, and Douglass in the white uniforms, the orange numerals on the jerseys of these Frederick Douglass Broncos, who come into the game at 1-2 on the season under Coach DJ Moberly. He's 30-25 in his third season at Frederick Douglass, and last year they were 19-9 district semifinalists, but lost in that round to Henry Clay 63-52 after beating the Blue Devils twice during the regular season. They went to the 11th region quarterfinals in 2021. Douglass did. Henry Clay 0-4 on the year under Coach Ashley Gerard, and they are 18-17 under her in her second season now. 42nd district champs, 11th region semifinalist in 2021-22, and we are just about ready to go, and plenty of excitement in the building tonight, Rick, and we look for a good one.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting game. You know, if you look at Henry Clay, they're actually on a 5-game losing streak going back to last year. They last won February 28th. Boy, that's a long drought that you want to end tonight.
So Henry Clay has taken the floor now. And now joined by the Broncos. And we'll get this one underway momentarily. Glad you joined us on Glycod for Central Kentucky High School basketball. Ready for the toss. Knowles in there along with Smith. And Douglass will get the first opportunity. There's a shot on the way from Rhodes. That one misses, and It's a Henry Clay rebound for Tamari Miller. Driving is Sutton, puts it up, going by. That'll be a Douglas rebound, so no score here in the opening 25 seconds. The drive into the lane, and now the reverse, and the shot by Christian is no good. Now a foul on the rebound.
Yeah, those are what they talked about, that you gotta control the boards, and it's very impressive. That's an 8th grader out there doing the job right now, and she can go to the free throw line. But Jaylee Knowles getting a lot of playing time with the injury.
Shot is up and in. So Knowles gets Douglas on the board and into the 1-0 lead. Second shot misses. And now the ball gets away and off to the side and out of bounds.
Yeah, again, a lot of pressure. That's one thing Henry Clay has to realize, is just because you get the rebound, Douglas is not going to run back to the other end of the court. They're going to press you all over.
Inbounds pass into Christian, and now the lob inside, and a nice play, a nice pass, a nice basket.
Yeah, nice job there, spreading the floor out, found the cutter, and she put it in the basket.
Baker with the basket. There's a shot by Stone, and that one misses. Rebound, a scramble for it again, and Henry Clay's got it. Nice reverse move. A shot no good by Miller. And the Devils will reset. 3-0 is the score. And the shot from outside good.
Henry Clay did a good job there. Got 2 offensive rebounds and finally put the ball in the basket.
Long pass as Douglas comes up quickly. Rhodes with a long one. That one's good.
Yeah, catch and shoot. She was ready, had her feet ready, and just put it in for a 3. There's that pressure, the turnovers. Henry Clay has got to play under control right now.
Well, Douglas out to an early 6-2 lead. Less than 2 minutes have gone here in this first quarter. Now a whistle as Knowles was driving for the basket, so we get a foul.
Yeah, Coach talked about Knowles having to take place for Ayana Darrington. She's really in there tonight doing well.
Ball tipped out of bounds. Foul was on Sutton of Henry Clay. 6-2 the score. Here is Baker to put it in play for Frederick Douglass. And it comes to Christian. Drives down the lane, makes a fake, puts it up going by. No good. And the Blue Devils have it going the other way. Right down the middle and driving for the basket. Scoring
good job.
Is Sutton.
Yeah, Sutton did a great job. Just took it right to the basket. Douglas never stopped her, and she went in for a layup.
Now long pass. Rhodes breaking hard for the basket. Fouled as she got in there. Stone picked up the foul.
So one thing about pressing is you have to make sure you at least have one player back, and on that one they did not. Got to break out, couldn't put it in the basket, would get 2 free throws.
And the first one is true. And Nia Rhodes, counted on to be a key player for Frederick Douglass this year, has a point on the board, and now another.
88% free throw shooter on the year. You could tell with those, a very nice touch.
And 5 in the game for her, and it's an 8-3 lead for Frederick Douglass. Drive and a miss. But an offensive rebound claimed by Henry Clay. The long one by Stone is no good. And again, the Blue Devils hit the boards hard.
Yep.
And it'll be a Frederick Douglass foul as it'll stay at the Henry Clay end.
Coach Moberly talked about it. You have to rebound. You've got to block out, find the person, get them on your backside, and then go to the ball. And right now they're just not able to do that.
Maxwell with the foul, her first. Amaya Maxwell in. And the rebound tracked down out in the corner. Sutton with it out front, does a lot of the ball handling for the Blue Devils. Now a drive off the baseline by Stone. Shot comes off the rim. Here's Douglas in a hurry the other way. But they turn him away this time, got back on defense. Driving down the middle and putting it up and in is Christian. Nice drive by Myra Christian.
Got to stop that dribbler on that.
Miller with the drive and trying to dish it off, and instead it went out of bounds. It'll come back the other way with Douglas, and the Broncos out to an early 10-3 lead with 4:50 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, and if you're Henry Clay, you can't get caught up in this, the mindset of Douglas wanting to go fast if that's not what you're comfortable doing.
Long pass goes over the head of Maxwell.
Yeah, I think sometimes the best thing to do, Keith, if you're playing against a pressing team, is to press them and see what they can do.
Well, Blue Devils have it in backcourt. 10-4 the score. Henry Clay looking for its first win at 0-4 on the season. Now we've got officials conferring with Coach Gerard of Henry Clay.
Got a wardrobe issue. I'm not sure. I never quite have understood these rules, but there's something they don't like about Elizabeth Nelson checked in. I don't know. He was talking about something about on her leg that I can't see from here if there's something hanging down or what, but they're going to let her play.
Okay, well, she is in the game, number 11. Elizabeth Nelson for Henry Clay. And now here's a pass in backcourt, knocked away, but picked up by Sutton. In the corner it goes. Now back out in front to Sutton. She'll back it out of there, and they'll reset. Starts down the middle, gets an edge, puts it up going by, but blocked and taken away by Douglas. Knowles with the block. Up ahead it comes to Baker. Drives into the lane, puts it up and in.
Henry Clay does need that timeout. They're just getting in the lane way too easy.
All right, we'll take a break here. 12-4 the score. Douglas on top with the timeout, and we'll be right back on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Welcome back to Frederick Douglass High School. Frederick Douglass lead 12-4 over Henry Clay. Rick Reams and Keith Elkins here at Douglass tonight.
And glad to be here and glad to have you joining us on Glycod tonight. 12-4. Broncos off to a quick start here on their home court tonight. Pass inside, knocked away. Good anticipation there. Driving is Knowles, puts it up and in.
Good play there, took it straight to the basket. Maybe got hit a little bit, but put the ball in the basket with contact.
And she's the 8th grader that they are very, very high on here at Frederick Douglass. Shot is missed from outside. Devils come up with it. Stone on the left side. Now in the corner it goes. Sutton back out on top. Driving is Miller, and the shot's blocked, but a foul.
Yeah, that time she got a lot of ball, but also a lot of body underneath. If you're Henry Clay, you really want to get Allison Stone back kind of in this game. She's missed her first couple shots badly, and she is their leading scorer with double-doubles throughout the year.
I believe that foul went against Knowles. So a 10-point deficit here that Henry Clay will try to narrow down a little bit, and the shot is good by Miller. Damari Miller, a junior, had 15 points in Henry Clay's loss to Lafayette. And a nice right-handed touch and a good free throw, and it's 14-6.
Yeah, for a 47% free throw shooter, those look pure.
Rhodes outside, makes the reversal, now backs up, fires the three, missed it short. Rebound to Henry Clay. Lydia Van Meter brought it down. She was applying the defense on that trip down the court as well. Henry Clay trying to cut into that lead, but now we get a foul.
Yeah, you're at this point of the game, you're kind of seeing where the officials are, and right now you know, okay, I can't play a lot, reach out a lot with my hands because they're going to call that. So you got to kind of change the way you play defense.
Third team foul on Douglas. That one went against Myra Christian.
Douglas is going into a zone.
Henry Clay takes a moment to figure that out, and now the shot off the right wing, no good. Shot by Van Meter, missed, but it is still Henry Clay's basketball.
Clay is really hitting the offensive boards well tonight, Keith.
There's the shot on the drive, no good. And the rebound again by Henry Clay. There's Miller with a jumper. That one misses, and now this time Douglas has it going the other way. Trying for the fast break, but broken up by Miller, and now she's got a fast break going to the Henry Clay basket, and a collision and a foul as Miller got to the basket.
Good job by Miller there. Came back all the way back on defense, had a 2-on-1 break. She watched the eyes of the passer, got the turnover, took it all the way to the basket, got hit underneath on her way up to the basket.
These two teams go strong to the basket, don't they?
Both teams are not shy to go in there and get some contact and try to make it through it.
Ball comes outside to Sutton. And on the right side it goes to Nelson, and then down in the corner. Trying to figure that zone out right now, the best way to attack it. And back out in front, Sutton looks for an opening in the middle, and now they kick it back outside where Miller takes the long one, no good, too short. Rebound Stone, can't get it to go. And over in the corner, Rhodes had it for Frederick Douglass. Ball's knocked out of bounds.
Douglas really, if you're playing that zone defense, you still have to find that person and block them out. Right now, a lot of offensive rebounds. I know Coach Moberly can't be very happy with that.
Inbounds play for Henry Clay. Now left wing it goes, and the shot out of the corner, no good. It's short, but rebounded by Van Meter. Tries to put it up going by and can't get the basket to fall. And it's knocked out of bounds again, and this time it'll go Frederick Douglass's way.
Good job there by Van Meter. Followed her own shot. You have a pretty good idea of where that ball's going. But, boy, if you're Frederick Douglass' defense, you can't let a three-point shooter get her own rebound.
Under 2 minutes to go first quarter. Frederick Douglass out to a 14-6 lead. And the Broncos on the attack. There's Rhodes again looking for an opening. Backs out, drives in, missed the shot. And the rebound to Miller of Henry Clay.
Great move to get to the basket, just couldn't finish.
Now Miller drives down the right side of the lane and gets the layup.
If you're Henry Clay, that's what you want to do. Keep on taking that ball inside. And Miller did a great job there, never stopping, took it to the basket.
So 14-8 now. Devils trying to battle their way back into this one. Knowles, yeah. The drive by Christian, and a foul.
Good job there by Christian. Took the ball to the basket, went up, had a pretty good idea she was going to get fouled, get to that free throw line, and get 2 shots.
14 fouls on each team now as we have 1:14 to go in the first. First shot misses and just did tickle the net a little bit.
A little bit short there from a guy who shot one of those in high school. I'll give her the credit. I think it hit the front of the rim, but mine did not. I was about 15-foot shot was about 13 feet.
And what was Coach Pruitt's reaction?
He wasn't very happy.
I bet he wasn't.
I think my dad was more mad than anyone. I was up at 6 o'clock the next morning at my church gym shooting 100 free throws. So
15-8 now after the successful free throw on the second try. There's a nice shot from outside by Emily Johnson.
Nice job there. No hesitation. Get that ball and shoot.
And that was a 3, so it's 15-11, and Henry Clay down by just 4. Spin in the drive by Rhodes, a good shot.
She is very, very comfortable out there, handling the ball, making a move, getting the shots, very smooth.
Miller driving, dishes it off, and the shot missed, but an offensive rebound claimed by Johnson, and she tried to go back up with it and was fouled the second time. So again, aggressive on the offensive board.
Yeah, exactly, and I know I kind of sound like a broken record, but I know Coach Moberly, he cannot be pleased because, Keith, we don't have those official stats, but that has to be at least double digits offensive rebounds for Henry Clay.
They're getting many, many opportunities, and you don't have to shoot a great percentage when you out-rebound the other team by that much at the offensive end. That free throw rolls off for Johnson.
And that's the thing. If you're Henry Clay, boy, you could have a pretty big lead here if you could just finish those second and third chances.
Missed them both.
lane violation. I think the shooter stepped over before it hit the rim.
Final minute of the first quarter, coming up on the 35-second mark. A 6-point lead for Frederick Douglass. Right side it goes to Knowles, looking cutters in the lane. Can't find an opening in there. Now attacking off the right side. And the pass underneath. Knowles lost her balance, and Henry Clay's got it.
Yeah, that one she just couldn't hold her balance, or she would have had a nice layup there.
Final 10 seconds. Driving is Miller, driving hard and laying it in.
Douglas is having a hard time stopping Miller.
And there the final seconds tick off, and we have come to the end of the first quarter of play with the score. Douglas 17 and Henry Clay 13. And we will be right back with the second quarter in just a moment on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Back for the second quarter. Keith Elkins along with Rick Reams. Jackson Miller is our producer tonight, and it's a 17-13 lead for the homestanding Frederick Douglass Broncos. And we talked about that offensive rebounding for Henry Clay. What else did you see in that first quarter that was a key to this early lead for Douglass?
Well, I think what I see actually is that Henry Clay did not let a 10-point deficit, you turn them down. They just turned up the pressure, turned up the offense, and right now Henry Clay has to be pleased with where they are because Douglas just cannot stop those drives, and then they have got to get defensive rebounds and keep on getting the ball inside.
Henry Clay on the attack. We get a walking call, and they'll turn it over.
Yeah, she turned and nodded her head. She knew she was expecting to kind of get a handoff there. The ball was still in her hands, and it kind of got her off balance there. But if you're Douglas, I'm sure at the quarter break they talk extensively about blocking out and defensive rebounding.
Broncos come on the offense. That is Christian, who does a lot of the ball handling for Frederick Douglass, still dribbling, and now hands it off. They go across the middle and now out to Baker. Baker down the lane, finds an opening, puts it in.
Both these teams are doing a great job of breaking into that paint. And if you're Henry Clay or Douglas, you've got to turn your player out. Don't let them get into the paint.
In the corner it goes. A drive, but a walk as Van Meter was starting to drive toward the basket, but took an extra step.
Yeah, sometimes both those feet move when you're trying to make that basket. What Henry Clay can't afford is to have a number of turnovers and let Douglas get this lead back out.
Broncos operating on offense. A drive by Rhodes. They stuffed it that time. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll go back to Douglas.
Good block there by Henry Clay. That time if the ball is going to get into the lane, get help on the backside. That's what happened. They'll get that ball underneath.
Christian slaps the basketball and now lobs it in there for Knowles. Good position, puts it up and in with the left hand.
Oh, boy, that's a sweet move for anyone, but especially for an eighth grader. Go to her offhand, left hand, and get that layup. Great job by Knowles.
Henry Clay working quickly. The pass to Van Meter, bottled up underneath, and then a steal. Now the ball's loose, and we get a whistle down there.
Yeah, sometimes you make that turnover like Van Meter did. You just want to get that ball back too much, and then you kind of double your problems, and you get a foul also.
Smith back in the ball game, wearing number 20 for Henry Clay, 5'9" senior, Jemiah Smith.
Brought Stone back in. We talked in the first quarter. She couldn't get on track. She's not scored yet tonight, at least according to my stats.
21-13, a drive to the basket by Christian, no good, but an offensive rebound by Rhodes, and she's fouled as she puts it back up.
Yeah, good offensive rebound there, Rhodes, like you said, Keith. But one thing is on that, she got that ball, and the first thing she did is she put a dribble down. You got to keep that ball up over your head and go right to the basket.
That makes it a 9-point lead for Douglas, 22-13.
Last time Douglas got out to a 10-point lead, Henry Clay called a timeout. We're able to get the ball back, but I talked about you don't want to get too far behind in this game.
Now a 10-point margin, 23-13, 6.5 to go, second quarter. Henry Clay in the blue, looking inside. There's Stone, makes a nice move, puts it up going by, and drew the foul.
Yeah, that's a smart play by her. Take to the basket. You know, sometimes with these scorers, Keith, all you need to do is see the ball go in the basket. If you can't get it outside, go ahead, try it inside. If not that, get to the free throw line.
Allison Stone, a 5'8 junior, and does a little bit of everything for the Henry Clay Blue Devils. And as Coach Gerard pointed out in the pregame interview, she is capable of shooting from anywhere, good outside range, and can also go strong to the basket. Nails the free throw there.
Yeah, almost 15 points a game along with 9.5 rebounds, leads the team in both those stats. So they need to get her on track tonight. Like I say, she's had a slow start.
Right-handed shot on the way. That one caroms off.
Another offensive rebound.
Now a drive to the basket, that time by Miller.
It's called a 3-second violation, I think.
Douglas in a hurry, as they have been on most possessions. Here it goes to Knowles, puts it up and in again.
Good job by Knowles. Great pass there to get her, find her opening, beat that press easily. And Christian with a nice assist.
25-14. Now a steal. M.K. Bennett with the steal, and then underneath it goes to Christian, and I believe we're going to foul. Sutton drew the foul. Number 1 for Henry Clay. These two guards going at it, wearing number 1.
Into a bonus here.
Yeah.
Gerard does not agree with that call.
Mm-hmm. To the free throw line is Myra Christian, 5'3 senior, 11.7 rebounds in a game against Montgomery County earlier this year.
One of those leaders that Coach Moberly talked about in the pregame interview. Having a couple seniors on the court makes a huge difference.
Next shot on the way, that one too hard. And Stone is off with it for Henry Clay. They get pressure in backcourt. Sutton clears it and now comes up, but now there's the steal. Driving is Christian, and fouled as she goes for the basket. Miller thought she had all ball, but it's a foul on Miller.
Nice job there by Christian. You know, we talk about that senior leadership that makes such a difference. I told you we were 6-19 my junior year. My senior year we were 22-5. It just makes a lot of difference to have a lot of experience out on the court.
Christian with the shot and makes it. You know, you played for one of the great coaches ever in Al Pruitt. I had a chance to work with Al on some broadcasts of basketball games back in the 90s, and what a great personality in addition to just being a wonderful basketball coach.
Yeah, I had a lot of some good memories, some not so good memories, but one of the best memories, Keith, I was able to officiate at his funeral. I had the honor of doing that for his family, and really think a lot of his family.
Here's a steal, and Douglas trying to capitalize, but can't. Now the ball is knocked out of bounds, and the officials take a look at one another, and it will go to Frederick Douglass. I'll point out, too, that Al Pruitt was a fantastic basketball player at Transylvania in his younger days. One of their great ones over there.
Absolutely. So I never got to see him play, needless to say, but I heard about that. He let us know about that on a couple of occasions.
Here's the pass inbounds and a foul going over the top, I believe.
Yeah, you can't go through her back to get that. You got to get around on the other side of her. Again, coach is not real pleased with the call, but that's one of those. It's going to be called almost 100% of the time when you slap the ball from behind jumping up.
28-14 as Douglas has stretched out this lead a little bit, and now a free throw for Knowles. Can't make that one. Henry Clay on the attack as Miller came in. Now back outside it goes. The long one, no good. That shot taken by Nelson, and now Devils retrieve it again. Or Johnson, I should say, took that last shot. Stone driving, but no room there.
Good defense by Douglas. Stop Stone.
Now inside it goes. Smith puts it in. Nice touch off the glass.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. She flashed the middle, got the shot, and put it off the board.
28-16 the score. Here again is Knowles, cut off on the baseline by Smith. She'll have to bring it back out. Out of the corner, shot is short. No good by Christian, but now she deflects the pass and has an easy layup.
Boy, great job there. You know, shot the air ball on the three-pointer, but didn't hang her head. Got her hands up, got the deflection and the basket.
14-point lead for Douglas now at 30-16. Halfway through the second quarter, or almost to that point. Here's another deflection and steal, and driving is Knowles. Almost lost control of it, missed the shot, and the rebound fought for. And that'll be called a held ball, and Smith and Christian going at it, and looks like it'll be a Douglas possession, but I believe we've come to a timeout here, so let's take a break here, and 30-16 is the score, 4:08 to go second quarter. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
30-16 the score. Douglas is up, and it's just been relentless pressure by the Broncos, Rick.
And that's what Coach Moberly talked about. He wanted to have that pressure. And I'll tell you what, Coach Gerard in that timeout, we were sitting over here by her. She got into her team. She was not happy.
Inbounds, it comes to Knowles. They battle her on defense, but there will be a foul.
You know, there's a lot of things to basketball that you have to understand, and one is slapping down on the basketball will get you a foul almost every time. You got to keep your hands low and slap up on the basketball. A referee very rarely will call that, but anytime you slap down, it's going to be a foul.
To the line, and the first one is good, and the double bonus. That is Jaylee Knowles. We heard some good things about her in the pregame, and she has certainly delivered so far.
Yeah, Coach talked about bringing her up from the 8th grade, which, boy, this is bright lights, but she's ready for it now.
32-16. They've doubled them up now. Here's Henry Clay trying to get something done on offense, but there's another steal. Here come the Broncos. The long pass out ahead to Baker. There's the layup.
Great job there, getting the steal, keeping her head up, making a nice assist. And like you said, 34-16.
And driving is Johnson, but missed the shot. And now with an 18-point lead, Douglas back on the offense. The long shot from outside by Rhodes, not there. And the rebound off to Nelson of Henry Clay. They're still attacking. The shot by Miller, no good. Nelson battles for the rebound. They've still got it, and now the follow-up layup by Miller is good.
Yeah, that one she didn't give up, took it to the basket. Oh, not
now
getting back.
Yeah, long pass. Knowles had gotten behind the defense, but couldn't handle it, and now here is Rhodes driving by, puts it up with the left hand.
Nice job there, Douglas. A couple of players are able to use both hands. That comes in so handy to be able to do that and get away from the defense.
Under 3 minutes now in the second quarter, and Douglas out in front in a big way. But there's a nice layup underneath by Johnson for Henry Clay.
Henry Clay's going to their zone press, making it difficult.
In the corner it goes, and the left-handed three-pointer in the air by Reagan Gregonis is no good, and now with a 16-point deficit, Henry Clay on the offense. Again, a long one from outside. This one is good.
Good job there. No hesitation by Nelson on that shot.
Elizabeth Nelson with the three, and now it's 36-23, and the pass goes out of bounds.
Tell you, that's one thing on the press you cannot do. You cannot give up your dribble. She took one dribble and then threw that ball away. So Nia Rhodes has had a great game. Sometimes you're just not all there on that one play, but she's got to keep her dribble alive. And right now, see Douglas having some substitution coming in.
36-23 the score. Henry Clay a little more patience now and attacking that zone and trying to cut into this deficit before halftime. There's a shot by Van Meter. Good.
Yeah.
That's a three.
Yeah, Coach Gerard talked about her. She's her shooter. She's had she leads the team in three-pointers this year.
Lead is down to 10. Driving is Christian, but shut off there as Stone picked her up, and now into the lane she goes, and ball's deflected away. Then a three in the air by Rhodes is good.
Boy, that's tough. Henry Clay almost had a turnover there, and then Rhodes hit that three. So Henry Clay's coming out with some traps on defense. They're trying to speed up and get them back into this game.
Now a steal. Here comes Christian looking for a teammate, but then takes the shot, missed the shot, and the rebound to Baker. And Douglas retains possession, leading by 13. Baker down the middle, and the shot is no good.
Baker did a really, really good thing there. She didn't just think the layup was going to go in. She followed it, got the rebound, came back out, and now she's at the line for two.
Both of these teams, they get a glimpse of that basket. They are on the way, aren't they?
Yes.
They really attack. Shot by Baker is good.
Which is what you have to do. You can't be afraid of that contact. You've got to take the ball in, and both teams have some of their smaller players that will take it in the paint.
Second shot also good. 41-26, and we're into the final minute of the first half. Now another steal. Off it goes to Christian, and she is fouled as she went for the basket.
Yeah, great job there on defense to get that steal, to understand that bounce pass is coming. Coach Gerard even talked about that she loves bounce passes, but sometimes you have to make the decision not to make that pass.
So with a 15-point lead, back to the free throw line go the Broncos. This one no good.
Yeah, this is the point in the game where those legs are getting a little bit tired, so you got to have a little bit deeper knee bend to get that ball up there and put it in the basket.
Second one's there. Facing the pressure again, and that one's kicked out of bounds.
Good job there. You got to use your hands and your feet. Go ahead and put more pressure. Get that ball up the court with 49.9 seconds left. But using your feet is very important in basketball.
Nelson will put it in play and gets it into Sutton. Now driving is Miller and lost the handle on it, and a scramble for it. Players on the floor. And that one's tied up.
Alternate possession goes back to Henry Clay.
And Allison Stone back in the ball game for the Blue Devils.
Wouldn't be surprised here to see Henry Clay try to take a little bit of time off the clock, but that's hard to do because Douglas will not let you hold that ball out there.
Stone replacing Curlew, and now with under 40 seconds to go, the Blue Devils set it up, and now Miller's going to fire, and the shot misses off to the right. Rebound to Douglas. They come up quickly. Long pass ahead to Rhodes, makes a nice move, puts it in.
Nice play there. Coach Gerard is not happy with that shot selection. That mistake turned into a double mistake by getting a run out on the other end.
Ball's kicked out of bounds again. Again, an 18-point lead for Frederick Douglass. They led by just 4 at the end of the first quarter, but they have really turned it up here in the second.
This is the pressure that we talked to Coach Gerard about. Coach Gerard knew they were going to have to face and just made another turnover. Coach Moberly has to be pleased how this second quarter has gone, considering how close the first quarter was.
Curlew back in for Henry Clay as Douglas comes up court. Rhodes took a look at that three-pointer, but now elects to pass.
I'm surprised.
Now she fired, and that one's good.
Great job there. Didn't like the first one, but put the second one in for a three.
Nailed that one, and that's going to send Frederick Douglass to the halftime break with a 21-point lead. The score at the half is Frederick Douglass 47 and Henry Clay 26. We'll take a break and begin our halftime show in just a moment on Glycod.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Keith Elkins along with Rick Reeves, Jackson Miller, our producer tonight, as the Frederick Douglass State Championship football team is being honored. We'll hear from Coach Nathan McPeak just a little bit later in our halftime show. Joe, I'm yelling on the camera for us tonight. And Rick, we talked about the relentless pressure from Frederick Douglass, and they really converted with Rhodes unofficially with 15 points, Baker with 10, and Jaylee Knowles with the 11, the 8th grader. But a balanced attack. They can all attack that basketball and then go to the rim.
Yeah, they're not afraid to take it into the basket. That's what they did, and they can flash it back out and hit those threes. That's what they did. The pressure, we talked about it in the first quarter. Henry Clay kind of withstood that 10-point barrage, got down 14-4, but then by the end of the quarter, we're back down to 4 points. Felt pretty good about it, but then Douglass turned up the pressure and did a much better job on the defensive boards, and I think that was the difference. Coach Gerard, at the end of the half, she was talking to a couple of her girls, just very, very frustrated with some defensive decisions, backing up too much and everything like that. So they're going to be talking a lot about that at halftime. I still think Coach Moberly is going to be talking about rebound. We've got to keep the rebounds going. But like you said, a 19-point lead at this point right now, I think Douglass has to be pressure where they are.
All right, we'll see how they come at it in the second half. 47-26 the score. Douglass with the big lead right now. We'll take a quick break and hear from Coach Nathan McPeak next on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Coach Nathan McPeak of the state champion Douglas Broncos. That has to be a good sound for you, and I'm sure, let me add to the many congratulatory messages that you received. Congratulations on a great season.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Appreciate Glycod. They were in it, with us pretty much all playoff long, and appreciate what you guys do. So, yeah, it's a great feeling. I'm real happy for our players and our staff. Obviously, this is the third time we've been in this game and didn't finish the deal the first 2. So, it was great to be able to do that, and the kids made a decision that they were going to be state champions. And, being 15-0 is hard to do too. So it was a great accomplishment by our kids, and can't say enough about them. And we're still going to enjoy it for a few more weeks before we get going on 23.
Absolutely. Got to take some time to enjoy a big season like that and a championship season. I was going to ask you about what it means to the school. Tonight at the basketball game, you're having a chance to recognize your players, but what does it mean to the school community?
I think it's awesome. I mean, obviously it's been 41 years. It's really hard to, when you put that in words and look at it, since, Fayette County Public Schools won a football state championship since 1981. So, it's awesome. We did a walk of champions with our school this morning for advisory that our teachers set up and some of our leaders in the building, and we were able to walk every hallway and the students would cheer us. So I think that's good, and what I like is our young kids can see that too, that are coming up through the program, about how elite our program is and what it needs to be and what it needs to look like. So for me as a head coach, yes, we celebrate it, but also I'm really happy that those kids get to see that as well.
And if you wanted to, over the next few years, you could make Saturday a football day for you as well as Friday. You got a lot of guys that are going to go on with their college career in football, and you, of course, have a hand in at least guiding them through some of that process. But you've had some great athletes come through.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've had great players here, and obviously you have to have talent to win a state championship, but you also have to have a culture. You have to have guys that are willing to pay the price and not be selfish, and that's what we've done here for 6 years. To be 70 wins and 9 losses and a state championship is pretty incredible when you think about a brand new school for 6 years. And we got a great coaching staff, and we got really good kids and good families that work really hard. So, but yeah, I mean, we got a lot of guys there at the collegiate level, and I've seen pretty much all of them live at the Division I level. I've seen our guys at G-Town. So we'll add more to it with Ty at Kentucky, and TJ is going to be at Ball State with Caden. On and on and on. We'll have some other guys that'll sign as well. So obviously, we'll have a defensive lineman that'll sign somewhere that was committed to Auburn. So, there's going to be guys everywhere, so it's just more travel for me, which is good.
And I would think, too, that and nothing establishes a tradition like a state championship and an unbeaten season. You're going to have younger kids coming up who really will want to be a part of Douglas football now, won't they?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's obviously a very popular program anyway, and, our kids kind of understand the process. Obviously, every year is different. Like I said, I enjoy this for a couple more weeks and get going on what we have back in our roster in 23. But, like I said, I think our young kids, that's why I bring some of our young freshmen on the playoff roster. They didn't play a lot during the playoffs, but they can kind of see.
And good to talk with Coach Nathan McPeak, the coach of the state champion Frederick Douglass Broncos. Won that football championship, an undefeated year, and they were honored tonight at halftime of this basketball game where the Frederick Douglass Broncos lead the Henry Clay Blue Devils 47-26 as we get underway in the second half. Here's Nia Rhodes. She had a big first half, fires, misses the shot. She had 21 in the first half tonight. Henry Clay off with the rebound. Blue Devils trying to climb out of a big hole now down by 21. Drive down the middle. Miller with the shot and the score.
Good job by Miller. She's done that all night, and she's going to continue to do that until Douglas stops her.
Long pass ahead to Rhodes. Driving she goes, but this time is cut off, and now back outside it goes. A three-point attempt by Baker, not there. And the rebound to Christian, but lost it, and now out of bounds underneath the Douglas basket. Keith Elkins along with Rick Reams, Jackson Miller, our producer. Joe Yellen on the camera for us tonight, and we are glad that you have joined us here on Glycod. Here's a ball tapped back out of bounds.
Douglas was very, very patient underneath the basket there. Almost a 5-second call, but waited till the player got open.
Here it comes. Driving is Christian across the lane, puts it up and in off the glass.
Good job. She took that ball in the basket, and she tried to get that and one, but they didn't get the call, but she was able to put the ball in the basket.
Here comes Henry Clay driving hard as Stone. The shot no good. The rebound put back up by Smith, and she is fouled.
Yeah, Smith did a good job there, hanged in there, got the ball, got the rebound, got the foul on Knowles there. Knowles is going to, as she gets older, she's going to realize you don't have to come down on every shot. Keep your hands up. You won't get the foul call, and that still makes it difficult on those players.
So the shooter is Smith. And the shot no good for Jemiah Smith, a 5'9" senior. And one more to come. Second one goes through.
Press.
They are trying to do something about that lead. Almost had the steal, but then restolen by Christian. Now the Devils have it again. Here's a long pass for Stone. It's tipped out of bounds. It'll be Henry Clay's ball.
Good job by Christian there. She made the mistake on one end, didn't give up, went back down, got the steal, and got the break going for Henry Clay.
Inbounds pass to Sutton in backcourt. She'll bring it ahead into the offensive end, trailing by 20. Looking inside as players cut through. That's Van Meter, and now back outside it goes to Miller. Miller, nice bounce pass on the pick and roll, and there is Smith with the basket.
Oldest play in basketball, the pick and roll, but still very, very hard to defend.
Now driving for the basket is Rhodes, can't get it to fall. Rebound, Knowles up and in.
Great job. She got the height, but she doesn't have a lot of muscle down in there, but she did a great job taking that ball to the basket.
Now a battle for it as Christian almost had the steal. Now Douglas does get the steal as Knowles picked it off, and she is blocked as she went for the basket, but that'll be a foul.
Great job there for Knowles to take that ball to the basket. Went to her left hand, was able to get the foul, see if she could put these free throws in. Really impressed with this 8th grader. She's having a really good game tonight.
Yeah, Coach Moberly said you're going to be hearing a lot about her, and it won't take long at this rate, will it?
No, not at all.
Nice touch at the line.
It's one of those players I talked to him about. You know, sometimes when your best player is out, other players have to step up, and in this case, it's an 8th grader that has come in to do that.
Next shot is also good. Knowles had 7 in the first half, 2 more now, or maybe 4 more in the second half. Battle for the ball, and Finally, Henry Clay comes out with it. The pass ahead to Smith, but that one's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a tough play there. She had an open player there, but just kind of got it ahead of her. And Henry Clay really is having trouble with that pressure of Douglas. And if there's coaches here kind of watching this game, scouting this game, you have got to get your players ready for the pressure that Douglas is going to put on you from the opening tip till the end of the game.
53-31, Douglas on top. Inside, a foul as they tried to move that ball inside to Amaya Maxwell. That player that is out that Knowles was brought in to help out on the roster. It was Ayanna Darrington, one of their top players, and now Knowles has quickly stepped in.
Darrington is dressed tonight. She went through warm-ups, looked good, but just not quite ready to play yet.
So now they have another strong piece with which to work as they have Knowles coming along. There's a long three-pointer by Rhodes. That one misses, but this time it's a Douglas offensive rebound. Back outside, it goes to Baker.
Henry Clay just can't afford to give up those extra possessions for Douglas.
Coming up on the 5-minute mark in the third quarter. Driving is Rhodes, got the layup.
Great job there. Henry Clay made a switch, but if you're going to switch, both players have to know that, and that didn't happen. Allowed her to go to the basket.
Knowles committed the foul near midcourt as Sutton was driving. She kind of reached out that time instead of getting around in front.
Yeah, that's an inexperienced foul. You just don't want, she can't hurt you from out there. No need to reach in there, but she'll learn from that. We'll see in the years to come. She won't make that mistake.
Miller with it out front for Henry Clay. Driving. Back outside it goes. Stone, who has had a hard time getting untracked tonight, misses that shot. It rolled across the rim.
Making nice moves, Keith. She just can't get it in the basket.
Just doing everything but falling into the basket. Now a collision and players are down, and that one's out of bounds at the far end of the court as we look at it. 4.5 minutes to go, third quarter.
Called a block there. That was a good call. Didn't quite have position there. A lot of times, though, tonight, if you're playing against a team that likes to attack the basket, you can get charge calls if you can get in position.
Douglas to play it in. In it goes to Knowles, wide open.
Some really nice inbounds plays. They've scored a couple easy baskets with Knowles throughout the night on the underneath inbounds.
Up court come the Blue Devils. That one's deflected out of bounds. Henry Clay will retain possession, but nothing coming easy as they move up court.
No, and that's one thing with this pressure. One thing you have to realize is what good shape Douglas has to be in, because they are playing that pressure throughout the game, full court, and right now they look like they're the better positioned team than Henry Clay.
Driving is Miller, puts it up with the right hand, too strong. Saved in, though, by Christian, but then intercepted by Sutton. Now she gets a step, drives for the basket, tries to dish it off, picked off by Rhodes. Broncos on the break, and Baker lays it in off the beautiful assist.
Nice assist there. Look up, found her, made the left-handed bounce pass to get its lead back up 59-31.
28-point margin. Driving is Miller, and that pass is picked off, and the Broncos going the other way. Christian fires a long pass down court, almost too long, but saved by Rhodes into Baker. Now back to Rhodes from the corner. Good.
Yeah, I tell you what, Douglas has found theirs, and right now I think Coach Garrard's going to get a timeout.
62-31 the score with 3:21 to go in the third quarter. Frederick Douglass right now dominating this game. We'll take a break and be right back on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
in the third quarter. 62-31 the score, and Rick, we've seen them really stretch it out in this third quarter. Frederick Douglass with that defense, and they are converting.
They are, and Henry Clay is right now, as we talked about baby steps forward, right now a lot of frustration. They're not taking a lot of steps forward, but if you're Douglass, you have to be very pleased with the change you've made. Now they're backing off. They're going to play a little different defense to get a little bit of work in.
And an open player underneath, and there is the basket for Nelson.
Great pass there. Nice play by Henry Clay. Broke the press and got the easy basket.
Douglass breaks the press. There, the shot no good by Rhodes. Got her own rebound, and then it's knocked away. So Henry Clay trying to apply some pressure to try to cut into this big margin.
Yeah, they can't get it all at one point, but you just got to kind of take your time and get back in this game.
Nice reverse move by Miller for the basket.
Yeah, she's had a really nice game for Henry Clay tonight. Is able to get in to the basket.
Now driving is Christian. Missed the right-hand layup. Rebound chased down in the corner by Van Meter for Henry Clay. Stone comes up court. Cut off there. She crosses midcourt by Bennett. Now Miller spies an opening, gets another layup.
Yeah, that's one right there. You cannot let her have an open lane like that.
Frederick Douglass on the move. The layup missed there by Bennett. Chased down in the corner. Van Meter has it for Henry Clay, and now we get a whistle as she comes up court, and are you going to get a timeout here?
Not really sure what that call is.
Yeah, you pointed back toward the Douglass huddle, but it was Henry Clay's basketball.
I'll say there's no way Douglass could have called a timeout there.
But they are signaling for a timeout, so want to take a break here, and we'll just keep it here at 2:03 in the third quarter. 62-37 the score, and again, Rick, the turnovers, the defensive pressure, and we're seeing some nice passing too from Douglass, setting up some of these shots.
We are. They're doing a really good job looking for each other, finding the open person, getting the ball to them. The last two possessions for Douglass, the one thing you have to watch in any game, but especially with a high school game, is these teams get up 30, 35 points, and they kind of lose their focus. They're starting to do it all on their own. Couple missed layups there, but again, Coach Moberly, I think he got the timeout. I'm not sure exactly what was going on with that call, but could have been Henry Clay that called the timeout. But Henry Clay, what you got to do now is you got to play 2-minute intervals, see what you can do. Let's win this one. Let's win the next one. The odds of you getting back into this game and winning this game are not great, but what you can do is build for the future by just playing a little bit of a time and tell your players, okay, I'm going to give you 2 more minutes. Let's see if we can't cut into this lead a little bit more, and that's how you can grow from these blowout games.
Yeah, see what you can learn in the period of time that's left, and there's always something to learn on the basketball court.
Absolutely, and I have yet to meet a coach in any level that's ever content with what their team is doing. So both these coaches are going to use this game for a learning experience.
Blue Devils will put it in play, trailing by 25.
Douglass comes out with the trap.
Now the long shot off the right side, might have hurried that one. And now they tip on the pass, and now the ball goes out of bounds, and it looks like Henry Clay will get it back.
Yeah, just a mistake there. Had to tip, got the ball back, but on that one, you need to take your time, not make a bad pass out. You can dribble out of that double team and just get it to your guards.
Now Sutton will come into front court for Henry Clay. Around the perimeter they go. Haven't been able to penetrate inside yet on this trip.
Douglass in that zone. They're happy to just kind of pack it back in. There's no shot clock in high school basketball.
There's a shot off the right wing, in and out. And the rebound comes to Douglass. The shot by Elizabeth Nelson. Now here is Bennett, MK Bennett, dribbling the basketball for the Broncos. There it goes to Baker, gets a step, and now finds a player out in the corner for the shot, and that one's good, and that is Rhodes again, another three-pointer.
Beautiful pass by Baker. Took the basket, flared it out to the corner for the three-point shot.
65-37. Quick pass inside, and Stone with the jumper, kicks off the back of the rim. Rebound to Rhodes. Pushes it up court quickly, but then Now reverses and goes down the middle of the lane. Lost the handle on the ball for just a second. Now a loose ball in there. Henry Clay's got it. Sutton, nice bounce pass, and Stone puts it up and in. Got one to roll in.
Good job by Stone there to get back down the court again. She's had a rough night. It's one of those, if you're a shooter, you have to have a short memory. You just keep on shooting. But a good job by Henry Clay to get the steal at the run in, throw a long pass, get it in, and get a chance for a three-point play.
Clock stopped at 19.7 with a 65-39 lead on the board for Frederick Douglass. Free throw spins out for Stone. Bennett drives right down the middle and puts it up and in.
Great speed, great quickness getting to the basket. She's done that a couple times tonight, but that's the first one she's able to get in the basket.
Final 10 seconds. Henry Clay trying to get a good shot before the end of this third quarter. There's a long one from the right side, no good. And that'll be it for the third quarter of play. And a big lead on the board now for Frederick Douglass. The score at the end of 3 is Frederick Douglass 67 and Henry Clay 39. Back with the fourth quarter in just a moment on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Keith Elkins, Rick Reeves, producer Jackson Miller, and our camera operator tonight, Joe Omyelin. And so we welcome you again back to Frederick Douglass High School, where the home team has got it going tonight, Rick. They look pretty sharp.
Yeah, they've had control the whole game. Henry Clay was able to cut the lead down to 4 at the end of the first quarter, but from there, Douglass has just slowly but steadily increased this lead to take a 67-39 lead going into the fourth quarter. Right now, again, both teams are just working for later in the season, trying to get a better both offensively and defensively. Henry Clay has got to find someone that can consistently put the ball in the basket.
Miller's had a good night for them, but now it gets tangled up as she drives into the middle, and there's a walking call.
Yeah, did a little bit too much there. She said she thought she got tripped. I think she was just a little out of control there. Henry Clay's going to have to tighten up those mistakes.
So Douglass has an opportunity here in the fourth quarter now as they come on the offense. Rhodes handing to Bennett, a drive down the middle, and the shot is there.
Yeah, if you're Henry Clay, you cannot let that happen. Someone has to swing over from the backside and get help.
Sutton driving, and there's going to be a foul on Christian.
Yeah, Christian's going to have to watch her hands there. You know, sometimes you may get that ball cleanly, but a referee's going to see that hand going in and call that foul.
Henry Clay ball underneath its own basket, comes into Stone, and now back outside to Sutton. And Meter into the lane, and Miller, again, a drive toward the basket, and a walking call again.
Yeah, she twisted her ankle on that one. That one, not really her fault. When she made that twist, her foot gave way, and that was why she ended up with the walking there.
And Bennett plays it into Rhodes for Frederick Douglass.
Henry Clay's pulled back the full court pressure for now.
Miscommunication on the handoff there, but Bennett takes it down the middle, and that continues to work for her.
Yeah, again, you've got to talk on defense. You have to call those switches out. No one switched out on her. She did a great job, took it to the paint and get the basket.
Miller driving and then holds up. Ball's loose, and now the Devils have corralled it for the moment, trailing 71-39. There's Stone looking for some help. Bennett applying the defense, and now Stone goes on the dribble.
Great defense here. Right now Douglas is putting the pressure on. They're going to let Henry Clay play the ball out on the outside. comfortable to do that.
Sutton and Christian have had quite a battle tonight. Long one by Stone is good.
Yeah, that's more of what you're usually see with Stone. Tonight's just been an off night, but good to see her get a three-pointer in the basket.
Rhodes quickly up court. 71-42 the score now. Douglas on top. Close first quarter, but Douglas took charge in the second quarter and ever since. Here's Bennett again. This time that drive down the middle is not there. Christian, though, finds the hoop.
Great job there. Bennett didn't have it. Turned, found Christian, made one dribble, got in the middle, and made the basket.
There's Sutton looking for the Henry Clay offense to get started. Miller steps back and takes a three. Missed the shot. Rebound goes to Rhodes. Cleared it and then slowed things up a little bit. Driving shot off the left side is good by Grigonis.
Just cannot give up the baseline like that. They have a foot on the baseline, so if they're going to go that way, they're going to have to go out of bounds to get to the basket.
33-point margin for Frederick Douglass. This would be their second victory of the year, evening their record at 2-2. Long one off the right side, no good by Nelson. Fast break is cut off this time as the pass is intercepted by Nelson, and now Henry Clay will bring it back.
Good thought, but you just don't want to take a chance on that long pass. The percentage of getting that through is not great.
Stone, a quick drive with the right hand, puts it up going by and in.
That's what you're used to seeing. Like I say, she's had an off night tonight. Seeing here in the fourth quarter what a good player she is.
Driving by Christian, and that one goes in. That'll count, and a foul.
Good play by Christian there to get the ball to the basket, absorb the contact, and put it in the basket.
A couple of substitutions for Henry Clay at this point as we get Ella Curlew. Smith back in also. 77-44. Frederick Douglass on top. 4:32 left in this one.
This is a point in this game where, you know, the score is very lopsided, but you still want your girls to play hard, and I'll give Henry Clay credit. They have not given up. They're still playing.
Still applying the defense is Frederick Douglass, and now the driving shot by Sutton, no good, but a foul as the rebound comes down.
Yeah, again, Christian's got to be smart. You cannot go over the back to get that ball. She was a little gimpy there on an ankle or a knee, but you're getting her out now and let her kind of get down there and stretch it out a little bit.
Bennett drawing the foul. Now Stone will play it into Sutton. Back to Stone in the corner and off her hands and out of bounds.
That's one of those things when you're not having your night that you're used to, even little things like that make it difficult.
So the Broncos will have it. And it'll be Rhodes, who had 21 in the first half tonight. I sure was 6 more here in the second.
She's a very smooth player, has a nice basketball IQ.
Baker tracked by Sutton. Now the ball gets away into backcourt, but must have been a Henry Clay hand on it as Bennett is fouled by Sutton.
One thing we haven't had is a whole lot of fouls here in the second half. In the fourth quarter, neither team is in the bonus. Both teams with 5 fouls, so they both have 2 more to go.
Pass comes into Grigonis near midcourt for Frederick Douglass. Now she moves off to the left side, and they'll get things started. Still dribbling.
They'll let someone else handle the ball, get some practice in. In-game practice experience is invaluable.
Baker shifts to the left hand, drives under, and puts it in.
She does a nice job with that. Was able to cross over, get into the middle, and then just go in for a layup.
79-44. Shot no good by Smith, and then out of bounds.
Yeah, Smith's a little frustrated, but she was out of bounds, came back in, and she was not established, so it was a right call that was out of bounds on Douglas.
Blue Devils with the ball. Miller looking for an opening. Gets it into Smith. Shot blocked by Knowles. Retrieved by Henry Clay.
That's at least Knowles' third block.
And the shot is good from outside by Nelson.
Nelson's had a nice game there. Good shot there. Had some in the last quarter and the second quarter, so getting some playing time.
Three-pointer. There's a shot, no good. Rebound to Henry Clay. Miller getting it back in the middle, off the hands of a player, but now off to Stone, who had an opening but missed the shot from outside. Knowles has it for Frederick Douglass. Up court it goes quickly to Baker, then to Rhodes. Three-point try, missed the mark. But Knowles is there, saved it. Off to Gregonis, baseline pass, and the layup good by Bennett.
Great play there by Gregonis. Douglas is going to take a 30-second timeout. Very, very nice play there by Douglas to get 81-47 lead.
That comes with 2:02 to go in the ball game. Or we'll take a quick break too. And 81-47 the score. Douglas on top. We'll be right back on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Back for the final 2:02 of this ball game, an 81-47 lead. Frederick Douglass solidly in control of this one, and they have been for most of the last three quarters of this game. It's only 17-13 Douglass at the end of the first quarter. Long shot off the right wing, no good. It was Johnson that put that one up, and a scramble for it as it hit the floor.
Good job by both teams getting on the floor. Douglas has some of their younger players in, a little less experienced, but great to get them in a varsity game as they practice all week. I'm a big proponent of that. I think Henry Clay will probably do the same thing here.
Yeah, Phyllis Air is in there for Douglas, 25. Now Baker. Layla Hudspeth in there, seeing her first action tonight, number 2. There's Knowles with a drive, goes under and can't make the shot. Henry Clay out with it. Blue Devils on the attack, and there is the layup there.
Nice job there by Smith to go between two defenders and get that ball into the basket.
Hudspeth driving, goes toward the baseline, then hits the floor. I think she was tripped, and that'll be a foul. That comes with the running clock now, 50 seconds.
Yeah, with a running clock, there's not... Game's going to get over very, very quickly, so probably not a lot of time to get any more subs in, unfortunately.
Frederick Douglass to play it in. And it goes, and the ball knocked back out of bounds. Carly Craig in there for Frederick Douglass. Inside the final 30 seconds now as the clock continues to run. On the inbounds, it comes in, the ball's stolen. One final offensive opportunity for Henry Clay. That shot's blocked. 8 seconds to go. Here is Baker with it. She might see if she can just dribble out the final few seconds, and she's going to do just that. And we have reached the end of this ball game with the final score, Frederick Douglass 81 and Henry Clay 49. A decisive victory for the Broncos tonight over the Blue Devils, and we will come back and begin our wrap-up in just a moment here on Glycod.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Anderson Apothecary, the cure for the common drugstore. Anderson Apothecary, just across the street from the high school on Highway 127.
Community strong, serving Lawrenceburg for 20 years, Century Bank is Anderson County's locally owned bank. With a full suite of deposit, loan, and online products, plus a knowledgeable, friendly staff, Century makes everyday banking simple. Located at 201 West Woodford Street with online banking at centurybankky.com. Century Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Keith Elkins along with Rick Reeves and producer Jackson Miller here from Frederick Douglass High School. A decisive victory for the home team tonight as Frederick Douglass wins at 81-49 over Henry Clay tonight. And Rick, as we talked about how this game began to trend there in the second, third, and fourth quarters, that suffocating defense caused a lot of turnovers and nice passing on offense. And as the game went on, then it seemed like Douglass found a lot of openings as they drove the middle, too. So they were scoring in just about every way you can score.
Yeah, Coach Moberly talked about pressing the entire game, almost putting a lot of pressure. That's what they did. And as you said, in the second half, really from the second quarter on, they were able to get the ball into the middle, into the paint, and score easily. It's just one thing that Henry Clay has to work on. You saw a lot of frustration with Coach Gerard, but I didn't see a lot of frustration with their players. I know they're upset, but they didn't hang their heads. They didn't give up. They kept on working on what they needed to work on. But, it's one of those things, again, baby steps. You've got to learn from every game. There's something you can even learn after getting beat 81-49. There's things to work on. Also, we saw it in the first quarter especially that Douglas had a lot of trouble with giving up offensive rebounds to Henry Clay, something for them to work on. I just think both teams learned a lot. But, hey, I tell you what you want to do. You want to win that first district game, get it out, and also a little payback from last year's district tournament.
Absolutely. That victory went to Henry Clay in the district tournament last year after Douglas had won 2 regular season games. Well, Douglas tonight, Nia Rhodes, unofficially 28 points. She had 21 in the first half, and she is just a truly outstanding player.
Yeah, and to think that she's only a sophomore. I tell you what, this Douglas team has a lot of youngsters. Both these teams are very, very young, which bodes very well for the future. You're going to take some lumps early on, but you're going to get better and better. But I tell you what, she was so smooth inside, outside. She made nice passes, was very active with her hands on defense. Just a very impressive performance.
Jaylee Knowles, I should say, had unofficially 17 tonight, and we'll talk more about all of these players here in just a minute, but just a word on her with the 17 tonight, and just an 8th grader. That may be the number that jumps out the most.
Yeah, I've seen a couple kids like that. West Jessamine has some very young players, some 8th graders that are just doing amazing things. And I tell you what, it's just a different time because, Keith, when I was in 8th grade, there was no way I was ready for this style of basketball.
Yeah,
the abilities that are here, and I was still back then, we still had junior high school, so I still also had 2 years of junior high school. But to see an 8th grader come out here and play, and also play with poise, plays under pressure. She jumped ball, got the original tip and everything, went to the free throw line, made some big free throws. So again, that's going to pay dividends on down the road to get that 8th grader a lot of action. And you know, you're just waiting for Iana Darrington to get back in. But right now, I know they have to be pleased with where they are without her.
And on the Henry Clay side, Tamari Miller battled hard tonight. I showed her unofficially again with 14 points, but she really kept driving to the basket and did everything she could for the Devils tonight.
She was one of their few really bright stars tonight. I thought she did a really, really good job of doing a lot of spin moves, getting to the basket, but not only getting to the basket, but finishing. I know she's going to be disappointed with the way the turnout came tonight, but I thought she played a really good game. And I think one thing you have to look at for Henry Clay right now is the fact that Allison Stone was just off her game tonight. And I mean, that's going to happen, Keith. You're going to have games. You know, these two teams could play tomorrow night and she may score 30 points. But tonight, it was such a huge difference because they kept trying to get her in the motion of the game and she couldn't do it. And that ended up hurting them tonight. And I think that was the one thing that Henry Clay really missed was her, 15 points, 10 rebound average. That could have been a big difference for her tonight. But it's a game she'll remember and grow from.
So Frederick Douglass wins it tonight by a score of 81-49. As we pointed out a couple of times during the broadcast, Frederick Douglass led just 17-13 at the end of the first quarter tonight. So they really took advantage of their strong defense and began to convert those opportunities and pulled away to a 32-point win tonight. So those are some of the numbers from tonight's ball game. We'll take a break here and come back with more of our post-game show in just a moment on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Back to wrap things up at Frederick Douglass High School tonight, and a big win for the Broncos, 81-49 the score. Let's talk about our outstanding players. We mentioned them just a moment ago, but Rick, let's lead it off with Tamari Miller of Henry Clay.
Yeah, 14 points tonight. Had a really good game tonight that came out. I think, you learn a lot about your players. Even in big defeats, you get some players that, you can count on. And tonight she was the one that kept on taking the ball to the basket. And I think you'll see that if you're scouting this team, that's something you got to stop. You can't let her get the ball into the paint because she does a good job finishing. So Henry Clay on a rough night, but a good performance by Tamari Miller.
And on the Frederick Douglass side, Nia Rhodes, again, an outstanding player. 29 points officially tonight for Nia Rhodes, including 5 threes. So she showed us a bunch of different ways to score.
Yeah, for a sophomore, just very, very impressive. Great game by her. Really impressed the way she handled the ball. She did a lot of the point guard skills, made some nice assists also. So, again, a really good future for this team. This Frederick Douglass team is going to go a long way, and tonight was one of those indications that they have the tools to get it. When they get their star player back, they're going to be a really someone to be reckoned with in this region and in the state.
Well, that will do it for us tonight. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast of Central Kentucky High School basketball here on Glycod. Again, our final score was Frederick Douglass 81 and Henry Clay 49. And for our entire crew, producer Jackson Miller, our camera operator Joe Amyelin, and for Rick Reams, I'm Keith Elkins. Our thanks to the host, Frederick Douglass High School, and the representatives of Henry Clay as well for helping us bring you this broadcast tonight. We thank you for watching and listening, and we'll talk to you again soon. Much more high school basketball coming up on Glycod.
You've been watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation